China responded with tariffs on US farm products, putting the state of Iowa in the crosshairs. Now, Iowa's a magnificent state. Absolutely. Well, I've driven across it several times, and it's right in the heart of the US heartland. The presidential race typically begins here, with candidates visiting ahead of the very famous Iowa caucuses. Agriculture is the core of the economy. Its top three exports are soybeans, corn, and various pork products. Aaron Lehman is the president of the Iowa Farmers Union, fifth generation family farmer growing corn, soybeans, oats, and hay. The very backbone of US agriculture joins me now. I don't expect you to be able to make sense of these tariffs, but you're going to feel the effect as China et al. Retaliates with tariffs of their own. You must be ready for that.
Yeah, and I can tell you we're not going to have any fun. It's really putting farmers right in the middle of a lot of harm.
Do you have any reason why these tariffs, which everybody seemingly except the administration accepts are inflationary within the United States and serve little purpose in the long run? What do you make of it, sir?
Well, farmers rely on fair trade. As you mentioned, about a third of our main crops and farm products are exported. And retaliation against us is coming, and it's sure to come even more. It just means lower prices for farmers. And not only that, for the products we buy, especially potash fertilizer, but others, it means higher prices for the inputs that we have to purchase to grow our crops. So we're getting hurt on both sides of our bottom line.
Do you fear that this could break some farms and they'll go out of business?
Well, eventually it will. It has both short-term and long-term impacts. The short-term is that all improvements and repairs and maintenance that farmers need to make, we're going to have to put those off. And that hurts our farm manufacturers in Iowa. We're probably going to see more layoffs from John Deere and our local manufacturers of machinery because farmers simply don't have the money to deal with the economic impact.
Can we just widen our discussion to another point here? And that is the various other aids, the financial aids that farmers receive either from the Department of Agriculture or contracts from USAID or all those various other financing that farmers were getting. And when I say preferential financing, you know what I mean, the various policy programs put in place. Now, of course, they're not happening, or they're happening too slowly. Farmers can't get the necessary guarantees that they've had before to buy seed, and the farming communities are hurting because of the speed with which these have taken place.
Well, that's absolutely right. This is the time of year when we're preparing for the growing season. We're meeting with our farm creditors, our bankers, our lenders to line up financing. And to be honest, all this uncertainty means is that we can't tell what we can rely on with these partnerships that we have with the government for conservation programs, for improvements with our infrastructure. All these helps are big question marks. Contracts that farmers signed with the faith that they were going to have a good, reliable partner in the USDA, they feel like the rug is being pulled out from under them. And so in the meantime, that means it's harder to line up financing for the coming year, to make plans for the coming year. And in the long term, it really hurts our relationships overseas. Our trade relies on good relationships, and it's built up over time. Farmers invest in building these relationships. It's farmers' money that goes into building those relationships. And if our trading partners overseas don't see us as reliable partners, that really makes it hard for us because they're going to go to somewhere else in the world to buy their grain, buy their farm products.
Sure. Farming was never easy. The fact that it's become that much
No.
more difficult, I take my hat off to you, or I would if I was wearing one. But I take my hat off to you, sir, for the good work that you do. Thank you for joining us. We'll check in with you as the year moves on, see how things are going.